Benjamin Franklin, one of the most industrious minds of the American Enlightenment, had a remarkable ability to compress profound wisdom into short, unforgettable lines. Among his most enduring maxims is the deceptively simple statement, "Diligence is the mother of good luck." At first glance, it seems like a clever phrase about working hard, but beneath its surface lies a deeper philosophy, a way of understanding how achievement, opportunity, and fortune actually operate in the real world. Franklin's insight challenges us to rethink the very idea of luck and reveals that what people often call chance is, in truth, the culmination of discipline, consistency, and persistent effort. This essay explores Franklin's quote through historical context, psychological insight, practical application, and the modern world's obsession with shortcuts. Ultimately, we find that the luckiest people are rarely the ones who wait for opportunities. They are the ones who prepare so thoroughly, work so steadily, and remain so consistent that opportunity has no choice but to appear. Benjamin Franklin lived during a period when hard work wasn't just a virtue, it was survival. Born the 15th child of a candlemaker, Franklin had no privileged upbringing. He had no wealthy patrons, no influential connections, and no formal higher education. Everything he became, a printer, inventor, diplomat, entrepreneur, scientist, philosopher, emerged from relentless industriousness. His famous Poor Richard's Almanac was filled with sayings meant to guide ordinary people toward prosperity. Many of those sayings revolve around industriousness. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Lost time is never found again. Energy and persistence conquer all things. So when Franklin claimed that diligence is the mother of good luck, he wasn't expressing empty optimism. He was revealing a truth he had lived. Throughout his life, the breakthroughs that appeared lucky, his inventions, business successes, diplomatic achievements, were supported by years of preparation, repetition, learning, and refinement. To Franklin, luck wasn't magical, it wasn't random, it wasn't something bestowed by fate. It was earned through diligence, the patient and persistent application of effort toward meaningful goals. Defining diligence more than just hard work. Many people misunderstand diligence as simply working hard, but diligence is a richer, more disciplined concept. Diligence means consistency, not occasional intensity. Anyone can work hard for a day, anyone can get a burst of motivation and push themselves for a week, but diligence is defined by the daily return to effort, even when enthusiasm fades. It is constancy of purpose, not a momentary sprint. Diligence means attention to detail. It is not enough to put in hours. Diligence requires quality effort. It involves careful study, thoughtful planning, and a willingness to revise and improve. Diligence means discipline over distraction. In Franklin's time, distraction was limited. In today's world, distraction is everywhere. Phones, apps, notifications, entertainment. Diligence is the conscious choice to stay focused when the rest of the world is scattered. Diligence means patience. Results often take longer than we expect. The diligent person understands this and continues working without becoming discouraged. Diligence is not glamorous. It does not come with applause. It is the quiet, steady, daily commitment that builds something extraordinary over time. People love to attribute success to luck because it gives them a convenient excuse. If someone gets a promotion, builds a business, or develops extraordinary skill, others say, "He got lucky. She was in the right place at the right time. Some people are just blessed." But Franklin observed that the people who seem to get lucky over and over again are the same people who are consistently diligent. Their luck is predictable. It follows them. It multiplies. Luck, in this sense, is not a mysterious force. It is a natural consequence of persistent effort. Diligence creates opportunities. A person who works consistently develops skills, relationships, knowledge, and momentum.
These naturally attract opportunity. Diligence positions you to recognize opportunities. Most people miss opportunities because they are unprepared. The diligent person sees an opening where others see nothing. Diligence earns trust. People want to invest in, partner with, hire, and support someone who has a proven record of consistency. Lucky breaks often come from relationships that diligence built. Diligence compounds. Like interest in a bank account, effort compounds over time. The diligent person's progress accelerates, and what seems like a sudden windfall is actually the final stage of long-term compounding. Thus, good luck is often the visible part of a much larger invisible foundation built through discipline, sacrifice, and persistence. Modern examples: how diligence creates luck in today's world. Franklin's wisdom is even more relevant in modern times, where opportunity seems both abundant and chaotic. Business. The entrepreneur who studies the market, builds prototypes, learns from failures, improves service, and repeatedly tests ideas often becomes an overnight success. But that success was years in the making. Career advancement. The employee who consistently goes the extra mile, arriving early, communicating clearly, building team relationships, learning new skills, is frequently the one promoted. Others call it favoritism or luck, but it is diligence. Creativity. Artists, writers, musicians, and creators often face years of obscurity before one piece goes viral. To outsiders, it looks like luck, but only because they didn't witness the decade of practice that made excellence possible. Fitness and health. The person who diligently exercises, eats well, and prioritizes sleep appears blessed with good health. But health is rarely luck, it is routine. Personal finance. People who save consistently, invest patiently, and avoid unnecessary spending often appear lucky in midlife. But wealth is built by countless small, disciplined decisions that compound over time. Across all fields, the pattern repeats. Diligence plants the seeds, luck is the harvest. Psychological foundations. Why diligence attracts good fortune. There are several psychological principles behind Franklin's observation. Preparedness bias. People who prepare thoroughly tend to succeed more often because they reduce the probability of failure. This increases the appearance of luck. The confidence feedback loop. Consistent effort builds skill. Skill builds confidence. Confidence encourages action. Action produces results. Results create new opportunities. This cycle repeats, making someone appear increasingly lucky. The reticular activating system, RAS. The human brain filters information based on what it believes is important. When a person is diligent in pursuing a goal, the RAS becomes trained to spot opportunities related to that goal. Someone who studies real estate daily, for example, will naturally notice properties others overlook. The law of averages. The more attempts you make, the more likely you are to succeed. A diligent person who tries 100 things will inevitably experience more lucky breaks than someone who barely tries. Emotional resilience. Diligent people don't crumble under setbacks, they persist. Their persistence gives them more chances to succeed, making them appear lucky compared to those who quit early. We live in a culture that glorifies speed, fast money, fast fame, fast success, fast rewards. This environment makes diligence feel outdated, even unfashionable. But Franklin's wisdom cuts through the illusion. Most people want the reward without the repetition, the prize without the preparation, the outcome without the effort, the success without the struggle. But the world doesn't work that way. The universe responds to consistency. Nature rewards those who respect the process. You cannot skip steps and expect to achieve mastery. The modern desire for shortcuts is precisely why people remain stuck. They search for hacks, secrets, and loopholes, while the diligent person quietly builds an empire. Franklin didn't just preach diligence, he practiced it. His daily schedule included reading, reflection, goal setting, and work blocks. To embody his philosophy today, one can follow several practical strategies. Establish daily habits. Diligence is built through small habits done consistently. Begin with reading 10 pages a day, exercising for 20 minutes, journaling, practicing a skill for 30 minutes. Consistency beats intensity. Set clear, measurable goals. Vague intentions do not produce diligent effort. Define what you want and create specific steps. Eliminate distractions. You cannot be diligent while consumed by distraction. Turn off notifications. Design environments that support focus.
Track progress. Keep a log. Review accomplishments weekly. What gets measured gets improved. Break work into manageable pieces. Large goals overwhelm. Small, steady progress is easier to sustain. Learn continuously. Diligence without learning leads to stagnation. Constant self-improvement accelerates results. Rest strategically. True diligence includes sustainable effort, not burnout. Rest allows the mind to recover and perform better. There is a famous quote often attributed to Seneca: "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." Franklin's maxim predates that idea. He understood that the diligent person is not waiting for opportunity, he is preparing for it. And because he is prepared, when opportunity appears, he acts instantly. Many people miss opportunities because they are unprepared. They doubt themselves. They delay. They fear failure. They rely on wishful thinking. The diligent person is different. He has rehearsed the moment long before it arrives. He has built the necessary skills, confidence, and clarity. When the door opens, he walks through it. That is the birthplace of good luck. Franklin believed diligence did more than create success, it shaped character. A diligent person becomes disciplined, reliable, self-respecting, confident, resilient, trustworthy. Diligence strengthens identity. It rewires the mind toward long-term thinking. It teaches responsibility. It reveals what you are capable of. It aligns your actions with your ambitions. And perhaps most importantly, it gives meaning to your achievements. When you know you earned your success, it carries greater weight, deeper pride, and lasting fulfillment. If diligence guarantees progress, why don't people practice it? Because diligence is uncomfortable. It requires working when you don't feel like it, sacrificing pleasure for progress, facing your limitations, admitting that you must change, delaying gratification, maintaining discipline when no one is watching. Human nature resists all of these things, but Franklin's wisdom is a reminder that the only alternative to diligence is mediocrity. There is no path to great success that bypasses consistent effort. Many ancient texts, from Proverbs to Buddhist teachings, associate diligence with blessings. Work ethic is not just a practical principle, it is a spiritual one. When you are diligent, you honor your potential, respect your gifts, align your life with purpose, demonstrate stewardship, live intentionally. The universe tends to reward intention aligned with disciplined action. Good fortune gravitates toward those who honor the process of becoming. Franklin's quote contains a profound truth about human life. You do not wait for luck, you generate it. Every day you work, learn, refine, and persist increases your future probability of success. Every step forward compounds. Every bit of progress adds to the foundation that opportunity will one day stand on. The people we call lucky are simply the people who refused to quit, continued improving, stayed focused, outlasted discouragement, remained disciplined, prepared consistently, acted decisively when their moment came. Their luck was born long before others saw it. Benjamin Franklin's maxim, "Diligence is the mother of good luck," is not merely a witty proverb, it is a roadmap to a successful life. It challenges the myth of randomness and reveals that fortune follows the disciplined. It teaches us that opportunity favors the prepared, that consistent effort attracts good outcomes, and that everything we desire, skill, wealth, success, opportunity, mastery, emerges from daily, diligent action. Luck is not a miracle. Luck is a consequence. And the person who commits to diligence day after day becomes the luckiest person in any room.